Hi, Master.
Hi.
Hi, Master.
Hi, Master.
Hi again. Yes. How are you guys?
We're
good,
We're
Master.
You have good food?
Yes, we do, Master.
I mean, everything okay? Happy?
Yes, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Well, at least physically.
How is Master?
How are you, Master?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just, sorry, today I'm the one who is late. Yeah.
That's okay, Master.
You waited long? Yeah?
No, not really.
No,
No,
Master.
Master.
Yeah, you should meditate if I didn't call yet. Sometimes I don't realize that living alone has really also some disadvantages. Every little thing you have to do yourself.
Yes, Master.
And even every little thing costs some time, you know?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And one little thing leads to another little thing, and then the day is gone.
Yes.
And it's the inner work that is more expensive than the outer work.
Yes.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
Even though I don't have to pay anything for the inside work, but, you know, karma and stuff.
Right.
I just rush to be on time. I did not mean to be late, but then I rushed and I hurt my hand. All together. Yeah.
Are you okay, Master?
Pity, Master. Huh?
Did you put a bandage on?
No, not bad. I just put a cold towel, and I'm still holding the cold towel.
We hope it gets better.
I was late. I had a little time then to take care of it. Don't worry, it's small thing. Small thing.
No, Master. Please take care. We don't mind waiting for you. It's okay. We weren't really waiting that long.
It's okay. I also want to make a good example because I always rush you guys. You done yet? And today you were rushing me inside it. Yeah, I just forget. I closed the door on my other hand.
No.
Lucky it's not yet completely closed because my hand is stuck. So it probably just bruised after a while, but don't worry. I put the cold towel on.
Yes.
Yeah, and I will put some probably tiger balm or something later on.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, I won't die. I promise.
It gets better soon, Master.
Yeah. In German they say, Unkraut stirbt nicht. It means wild grass won't die.
Yeah.
It is like that. Normally, every other thing you plant, like flowers, fruits and vegetables, you have to take care of a lot. Give some nutrition or something so that they grow.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
But the grass, you don't ask them, you don't do anything, they just grow, and you have to always trim them in your garden.
Yes.
That's what they say, meaning worthless people don't die.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, today no story, no bedtime story, okay? It's very late already.
Yes, Master.
Almost 2 o'clock, past midnight. So no bedtime story, but I know you have questions. So go ahead, please.
Yes, Master. Mitch McConnell used to have a good relationship with Biden when he was vice president.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, McConnell has turned on him and criticized Biden, saying he is profoundly unpresidential.
How profoundly unpresidential. Look, I've known, liked, and personally respected Joe Biden for many years. I did not recognize the man at the podium yesterday.
And even said he did not even recognize him anymore.
Uh-huh.
What prompted McConnell to turn on Biden like that?
Are you not happy that your country has a better, high official?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hope he's sincere, but he's truly an adept politician. He bends with the wind very, very flexibly.
Yes.
He had a very good relationship with Biden, not just when he was vice president. It's been a while already.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Well, of course, it's more prominent when he's a vice president because everybody will notice and report about it.
Yes.
And he has been always with Biden all this time now.
Yes, in the Senate.
Until whenever he made that remark. But I hope he's sincere for your own country, for your citizens' sake.
Hope so.
Because this guy, he changed his life, he changed your church.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Well, we change the shirt less frequently because we're lazy. I'm lazy. I have too much work to do. I have to confess. But never mind. Nobody around. Nobody minds. The walls don't mind. The roof doesn't mind, and I don't mind. You know, you don't mind your own fragrance.
That's right.
You see, I hope he's sincere. Truly, I truly hope for your country's sake.
Yes, Master.
But I just hope it's not like it's just strategically the clever person or worked as his wife advised him.
Yes, Master.
Reading all these books from China before, I guess it's like that. That's why they survive, even though the population is big. It's not all that favorable all the time and warring all the time, but they survive and they keep multiplying. Even with the government regulation before, only 2 children per family.
Yes.
But still they manage to thrive. They have another child, and then they give it to another person. And they ask the child to call them auntie or or uncle or whatever. There was a cartoon, I saw it. The cartoon said the mother was holding 2 children already in her arms, and the other was traveling behind her. And she turned back to that little kid and said, I told you many times, call me auntie, yeah? Yeah. They would think of that way.
Yes, Master.
Never mind. It's just the situation. The government was worried that they will be underfed because if they keep having children, then even the whole world's resources will be dwindled.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
It's not from bad intention or anything. The situation in India was similar before under Prime Minister Gandhi,
Yes.
but then they killed her because of that. There's always some individual that don't like it. As a whole, maybe the public supports it, but as individual, sometimes some tragedy happens, then people will not like it. Like in China before, one soldier went out shooting at everybody at random because his wife died due to the abortion.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, the rule was only 1 child. So she went to have an abortion of the 2nd child.
Oh, wow.
And she died because of that. And he was so agonized. He went out and lost his mind and he shot everybody on the street.
My goodness.
And of course, he was dead afterwards. The police killed him. Many tragedies and conflicts or war sometimes started with an individual.
Yes.
Whatever concerns other people, you don't think too much about it. Maybe you feel a little sympathy or say something sympathetically, but when it concerns you, when it hits you personally, or person of concern, your loved ones or family, then at that time it's a different situation. You will think differently. You feel differently and you act differently. It will be more personal, deeper, more profound.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And then you act not the way you would think that you would have reacted before if it didn't concern you.
Understand.
What was that then?
We were talking about McConnell.
Oh, McConnell, okay. You remember before he kept changing his tone all the time concerning President Trump, yeah?
Yes.
He did, Master.
And others, etc., etc. You know, I think he's very adept at survival. Recently, Biden himself and the White House administration, the Democrats also have been going down in approval ratings.
Yes.
Yes.
And quite a few of the Democrats are resigning or did resign already for different reasons.
Yes, Master.
Either they want to live their private life or they don't agree with Biden but didn't want to say it due to the party protectiveness, or they just getting old and tired and feel frustrated, so resign.
Yes.
Thus, many empty seats have been or will be in the Democrat House and Senate.
Yes.
Yes.
So Republicans will gain control.
Yes.
The consequences like that. And then Trump has been more popular because of Biden's unpopularity.
Yes.
So I think he knows it's a time that the flag will fly in the other direction. So he begins to criticize. That's very, very strong of him. Because since he was praising Biden when Biden left, even as vice president, they say it has been an honor to work with you, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
And it has been supporting Biden and his administration all this time, you know. And suddenly he turned. That's very crispy. Yeah, very crunchy. How unpresidential, yeah? Blah, blah, blah. That's a lot for him.
Yes.
I mean, normally he has criticized a little bit here and there, and then suddenly like that. It's a very strong hammer.
Yes.
Well, he has been wavering a little bit, I think, for a while now, since Democrats have been kind of losing in different states.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and people are also fed up with the White House. And the significant numbers of staff resign from the White House, just quit.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, Democrats who work for the White House or work for Harris, they quit in numbers.
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't count, but I saw some here and there, a few, and they are significant staff members. And there are many rumors, like they don't get on well. The White House is a mess and all that, yeah. So he smells all this. Yeah, if he doesn't turn to the other direction, he'll be doomed.
Yes, right.
I don't know why he cares so much. He's so old already. He should be gone. Yeah. But he likes his position. He likes his work because he's more powerful than the president even.
Yes.
The way he handles things. And also some of the Republicans warn him that if he doesn't support Trump, he doesn't work for Trump, then nothing will work. He's not going to be the leader of the Senate again.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
and they meant it. They meant what they said. So he's kind of, shaky a little bit.
Yes, Master.
If Republicans regain control of the House and the Senate, then I don't think they will leave him in peace.
Yes, Master.
Because he has been not very favorable with the Republicans all this time, especially for his president.
Yes.
Yes.
Not faithful, loyal, and not good. Now you know.
Yes, Master.
But I sincerely pray that everything is possible with God's grace, that he might have turned around and changed his heart to really serve your country faithfully and sincerely. I do hope like that.
Yes, Master.
We hope so too, Master.
It's not good for any country if politicians are not sound in moral standards.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And it's obvious, no?
Yes.
Right.
Very
All right.
obvious.
You happy with
Yes,
my
Master.
answer?
Thank you.
I don't promise anything, okay? I'm just saying I hope.
Okay.
I hope everything is possible if God's grace interferes and that he is really sincere in serving his country with all his honesty and moral fitness. Okay?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
All right. More?
Yes, there is more. Francis now promises to bring justice to abused children, the victims of sexual abuse by the clergy. So he spoke to an audience, the Vatican's Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, last Friday.
Oh, okay. A few days ago.
A few days ago, yeah.
Yeah,
Today's
yeah.
Tuesday
Today, Tuesday, the 25th?
of January, yeah.
25th? Oh, yeah, it's already past midnight. I was going to argue with you and say, no, it's 24. Yeah, thank you. And?
So that was just a day after an independent audit had faulted the previous Pope Benedict XVI of his handling of 4 cases of sexual abuse of minors by the clergy
Yeah.
when he was Archbishop of Munich, Germany.
A new report accuses Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI of poorly handling sexual abuse cases in a German diocese. The report claims when Benedict was Archbishop in Munich, he knowingly allowed abusive priests to continue working for the church without sanctions. Pope Benedict denies the accusations.
What are Master's thoughts on this? Could this be another one of Francis's distractions, or is he turning good?
You hope.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it?
Yes, Master.
All right. Oh, I'm telling you, I don't trust this guy. I told you many times already. He just did and does something trendy to make it look good.
Yes.
Just before he became Pope, people already groomed him, already prepared.
Yes, Master.
Many years before he became Pope. So they even let him wash the feet of the criminals on video.
Yes.
So they use that, and everybody thinks he's a humble and good Pope. See that?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Never mind about that. Because he doesn't seem to be any more humble and more caring in many other dimensions.
Yes, Master.
That's why many people complain to him about sexual abuse of their children or themselves, and he just ignore them all.
Yes, Master.
He didn't even write anything to them or comfort them or say sorry or anything. Nothing.
That's right, Master.
Not even seeing them, not even replying to them, not even comforting them, nothing.
Yes, Master.
Right. So the sexual abuse stuff has been reported to him long ago already.
Yes,
Right.
Master.
And he didn't do anything, as you know.
Yes.
Yes.
And now, boom, somebody reported about Pope Benedict. So he immediately said, oh, I will do it. You see that?
Yes, Master.
Now he has another scapegoat. Last time he kicked out the second most powerful priest from Vatican office
Yes.
Yes.
because of condemning gay marriage as a sin. And then he wrote a letter to everybody saying, oh, it's okay and all that stuff.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, this guy knows nothing. He cares about nothing. I asked heaven how much love quality does he have. They say minus 40 something.
Oh.
Minus,
Minus.
not even zero.
Oh.
Less than zero. Let me remember. Minus 42%.
Oh.
Wow.
Remember before I told some of you, say you have too little love.
Yes.
20 something percent or 30%, I say too little already.
Yes. Wow, minus.
Minus. So even if he is not a devil himself, he is very easy to be worked on by the devils. You understand me?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, because they will be greedy, they will be liars, they will be immoral, anything just to gain fame and profit.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And under him, they're using 90% of donations originally for the poor, just for the Vatican.
Wow.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
Master.
So you don't blame me now if I don't give you a palace to live in, eh? Not one company car each or anything.
No, we don't need
You want all that?
No, Master.
Yeah, I know some left us because we don't have too good a facility. I apologize for that, but I am not sorry because I don't want you guys to be so used to luxury.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
In case one day we don't have anything,
Yes.
who knows?
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
Master.
See, just like suddenly the pandemic closed everything, closed the world is becoming like an imprisonment facility.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
Many people cannot work, cannot do business. Many things are closed, you know that.
Yes.
So the more we train ourselves in the minimum, the better.
Right.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And should we someday have a palace given to us, then why not?
Yes, Master.
But it's better than going from the palace to being homeless.
That's true.
Oh,
Master.
yes.
Yeah, you cannot survive.
Yeah. Right.
This world is a harsh world.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
So it's good that we are happy with what we have.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
We have birthday celebrations, Christmas, the New Year. That if we have, it's good. If we don't have, it's okay.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
You prepare for everything.
Yes, Master.
And we are only yearning to help the world to get better.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
To rescue those suffering, animals, people, and humans. That's all we should aim for, okay? Anything else is just secondary.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
As long as you have food, you have a roof, and you have peace. That's all you need.
Yes, Master. And we have all that.
Thank you.
And you can meditate to cover your karma and to help the world and to elevate your spiritual status. You are the luckiest people in the world already,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
according to my humble opinion. You agree or not?
Yes,
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 we
we
agree,
agree.
Master. Definitely.
If you don't, then please, please go. We need to work together as a team.
Right.
Yes, Master.
The same ideal.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Look in the same direction. That's real love.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Right now, Those people who don't have the same ideal, they already left. You know that.
Yes, Master.
Whatever excuse they make. Like, oh, they make a business in America where they will make $1 million per year or something like that.
Oh.
So they have to go. Yeah, one of them. You know it. Oh, maybe you don't know because they just wrote to me. And one go back to school. What kind of school at his age? 40-something already?
Yeah.
Probably study woman anatomy, no? Yeah.
Study really well.
Yeah, probably, yes. Yeah. And the other one say, oh, not well here. Of course not. Yeah? If you're not well, you're not well anywhere, okay?
Right.
That's true, Master.
That's why when the Buddha was alive, when anybody became a monk, they just shave their head just to symbolically cut off the past, okay?
Yes.
And have only 2 or 3 pairs of clothes.
Yes.
And don't stay anywhere more than 3 days. Even a wandering monk. So not attached.
Yes, Master.
But later on, of course, they made an ashram for him, and then he stayed there so that people can come and see the Buddha. Of course, because he's a teacher.
Yes.
But if you are a normal monk, a wandering monk, you don't have to stay anywhere.
Yes, Master.
Everywhere, 3 days only. That's what the master of Milarepa taught him. And it's similar in Indian tradition. It's still like that. Like they have some ashram, like some resting house somewhere on the pilgrim route, but they don't let you stay more than 3 days. Right. So actually, I didn't know I trained myself very well, you know, when I was all this time in the Himalaya and elsewhere, etc. But it serves me well because I really like it. I like this kind of simple life.
Yes.
Oh, it's so wonderful. You have no idea. But don't you dare go and try anything. You stay here, do your work. Stay where you are, stay put.
Yes.
The world needs you. I also scold myself like that. If I ever want to go back to that kind of lifestyle in Himalaya, again, I scold myself also. I say, no, you stay put. You work for others. Don't care what you like or not like. Stop it.
Thank you, Master. We need you.
Oh, that I say?
Yes, the world needs you very much.
Oh, I don't know about that. Because I don't have this direct experience of whether or not people really like it. It has to translate into like veganism or spirituality. Otherwise, it's just talk.
That's true, Master.
Many disciples also, when I talk, they just listen and say, oh, bravo, Master, well said, well done. But they forget to practice.
Yes.
Like I just, reprimanded them the other day because the food they produce, they just write in Chinese the labels and the ingredients, nothing in English. Some.
Yes.
So I said many people are allergic to something. They have to know what the ingredients are, number 1.
Right.
Number 2, we are selling all over the world, so then we have to have it in English at least.
Yes.
Yes, Master. Right.
English is easier for people to translate and to understand. Most people, if they learn a language, they learn English first.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, more than any other language, because it's easy. It's international.
Yes, Master.
Every language is beautiful. I love many other languages, but still there is something practical about the English language. It's easier.
Yes, Master.
Everywhere you go with English, you survive better.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And then that's number 1. Number 2, people have to know the allergies, the ingredients.
Yes.
And I scolded them. I say, in the whole world, we don't only have Chinese, huh?
Yes.
Because I have told them a long time ago already, again and again, that we must have English in everything that we sell so that people know what it is.
Yes. Right.
Foreigners or outside international market. And then also recently, even I wrote a tip that if you start up a business, you should use some English so it's easy for people to know what's inside.
Yes. Master.
Recently even. And then they read it or they listen to it for nothing. That's why I'm mad.
Yes.
Mostly it's like that. You can teach outside people well, but your children, they don't listen to you. Remember Noah's son?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
He drowned because he didn't listen to his father all his life.
Yes.
And even in the emergency, it had become a habit.
Yes.
And his ego just got bigger and bigger because if you're against your parents, they cannot do anything for you.
Yes.
If you go outside, be nasty or aggressive with other people, then they would teach you
Yeah.
with the same aggressive lesson. But your parents, they love you, so they cannot do much. And sometimes you win all the time, mostly.
Yes.
Mostly because the parents give up and whatever the children want, they let them do it. Or even just reward them with something better.
Yes.
Blaming themselves that they did not teach the children well, they did not give them enough things, so they keep rewarding them more. And the more you give to the children, the worse they become.
Yeah.
It becomes a habit and they get more and more aggressive because they feel by being aggressive, they get something more all the time.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So the parents unwittingly, unintentionally spoil the children, make them worse. In many cases, the parents are very afraid of the children because they are getting more and more physically aggressive as well, and they're stronger, they're bigger.
Yes.
The parents work very hard to feed, to clothe the children and make them strong and healthy, and the parents getting more and more depleted,
Yes. Yes.
energy-wise, physically. And then, of course, the children grow bigger, stronger, more muscular, and they get very afraid of the children. I read that in the news a lot, that the children are very, very bully, and the parents are scared of them. Recently, some parents have to call the police.
Wow.
There are many cases in America, I don't know about elsewhere, but in England before I also heard about that. They have to call the police because the boy was getting more and more physical. And then the case has been investigated, and they also found out that the parents always give in eventually and give them more things.
Wow.
Give them what he wants and later give more than what he wants to have peace.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
But the boy feels like he's gaining all the time. And they have some home video or something where the boy was standing tall above the mother, humbly and meek, sitting down. He's standing there yelling and pointing fingers.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, this is the thing. So, if you are spoiled and are given too many things by your parents, don't be proud. Don't take it for granted. One day you will have trouble.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Because that also is a sin by heaven's decree.
Yes.
You have to treat your parents filially, respectfully, and lovingly.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
That's in the Bible. And the Buddha says it also. If you harm your parents, it's one of the greatest sins you can commit, and you will go to relentless hell. Meaning you don't have reprise. It's a very, very horrible hell. Suffering, painful. They punish you all the time without giving you a break. Like you see the hell where the people eating meat have to go down to the grinding hell.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, the machine will come down like the machine that you grind the meat with on earth. They will grind you with it.
Wow.
Yeah, but at least only 3 to 5 times a day, depending on how much meat you ate and what is your loving attitude or not as well. But you can rest in between. But in the relentless hell, you don't have any rest. Whatever the punishment, you continue enduring it. And nobody hears you, nobody can help you. You don't remember a thing about Mother, Father, Master, Buddha, Jesus, nothing. You don't remember anything because it's relentlessly painful.
Yes.
Yes,
You have
Master.
no mind, no brain to think anything anymore. Yeah. So the people in this world, they know nothing about all this, despite what all the masters told them. They just don't believe, don't listen, because their lives are continuing on in the worldly way. And then they are busy, or they don't believe, or they just ignore it, or they just could not change because of habit.
Yes, Master.
They don't know what's awaiting them. I really, I feel the chill thinking about that. What's awaiting the humans in hell?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Because the human body is covering everything. So they hardly recognize anything from heaven and hell. The human body is to protect them also. but it also is a hindrance.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
But it is a good vehicle if you want to practice to go back to heaven, be enlightened and be compassionate and all that. But it is also a hindrance. And a greatest hindrance if you are ignorant, if you don't practice spiritually, truly enlightened. Enlightenment means you have the light. You have to see the light within you. That's why it's called enlightened.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. It's not just the world. It is a testimony for something awakening within you, but you have to recognize it. That's why only the true master can help you to see the light.
Yes.
At the time of initiation, you see it. And then you see it every day, or as often as you can, if you can concentrate.
Yes, Master.
Even if sometimes you don't concentrate, the master also helps you. You see a flash here and there.
Yes.
And you say, huh? I did not concentrate. How come I have this and that?
Yes.
You never know. So you just have to be diligent. Sit there and do your best. Concentrate the most you can, and then the master power will help you.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Just sit and wait. Just like a shop that you open, even if you don't have customers, you still have to open and sit there and wait.
Yes.
You never know when a customer will come in.
That's
Yes.
true, Master.
Similar to God's power, it's like that.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
You have to have the time for it, and then God will come in the form of light, sound, vision, bliss, happiness, peace.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
By the way, I remind you that. I remind everybody.
Yes, Master.
Thank you, Master.
What did I say? What was it before? I'm always jumping onto spiritual stuff, even though you ask me mundane questions. Get used to it. What was it? What was the question?
Well, the question was about Pope, his promises to bring justice.
Okay, of course. Okay, fine. Suppose he really will do it. We just have to wait because it has to translate into action.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
It's easy for everybody to say, just like all the politicians, they promise many things before they are in office. And when they're in office, not even half of it is done. You know all that already, everywhere.
That's true,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And also blaming it on the other party or whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me see if anything else I want to tell you. I guess that's what it is. Oh, yeah. Even my own so-called disciples, they don't do what I say, even though it's good for them. All kinds of excuses they have, or they just listen for fun.
Yes.
Not all of them concentrate on whatever I say, so that it's more beneficial to them, and the more merit they gain, more elevation. When I went to some other places to stay sometimes, they bought me even cream with honey in it.
No.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Talking to a vegan.
Sure.
Low-level people, they do anything.
Wow.
Even being initiated doesn't guarantee that you're a high-level person. As I told you already, I got the worst of all the disciples from all the masters. The worst that people don't want. No master can deal with. Or wants to deal with. Yeah. Can you just wait for a moment? I call you back, okay?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
I need to have a little drink and warm water. I don't feel good.
Sure, Master.
I'm here.
Yes,
Hi,
Master.
Master.
The question about P. Francis.
Yes, Master.
I told you, he blamed somebody else. It's easier. He found a scapegoat again because how come he didn't say anything about it before? Huh?
That's true, Master.
Many people complained that some newspaper printed all about that, evidence, everything. And he said, oh, it's not a sin. A sin of the flesh is not a big deal. Remember?
Yes, Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to ignore it. Because these people are the ones who voted for him. The whole gang.
Yeah.
Yes, Master.
The mafia gang, they call themselves even, yeah?
Yes.
Because they cheated to put him in there. And then even according to the canon law, it is illegal.
Yeah.
Virtually illegal. And they should be excommunicated or kicked out.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
So, of course, he didn't dare to offend them.
All right.
Otherwise, who would support him? Who would protect him in his position?
Yes.
Cardinal Gottfried Daniels was a key member of the very St. Gallen Mafia he mentioned in 2015, a group of powerful churchmen who worked behind the scenes to get Pope Francis elected in 2013. Their goal? According to historian Henry Sire, to gather these powerful, like-minded prelates together to use their vast networks of contacts to bring about what political analysts would recognize as regime change, discarding priestly celibacy, offering communion to divorced and civilly remarried Catholics, voting for pro-abortion politicians, and normalizing homosexuality. According to German journalist and author Paul Bade, in an interview conducted by the National Catholic Register, at the invitation of Cardinal Silvestrini, the St. Gallen group met in Villa Nazareth. The purpose of the meeting? To prevent the election of Joseph Ratzinger. This meeting, called by Silvestrini, was held, according to Bade, only 3 days after Karol Wojtyła, or John Paul II's, death.
We are reporting the death of Pope John Paul II at the Vatican. He was 84 years old.
The 2005 conclave proved unsuccessful for the St. Gallen Mafia, as Ratzinger was elected, but 2013 was another story.
February 11, 2013, Pope Benedict announces his resignation.
Within hours of Pope Benedict announcing that he was to resign, take a look at this. Lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica. You can see it again now in slow motion.
Lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica twice immediately following the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI. Now, some people might not make anything of that, but lightning is something in sacred literature that almost always carries spiritual connotation. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's evil, like when Jesus referred to Satan as falling like lightning.
So he didn't want to do anything. Now he has a scapegoat, so he said, oh, I will do it. See that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because it was just a small diocese. The former Pope Benedict, he was just an archbishop in Munich.
Yes, Master.
He happened there, maybe just not a lot.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 priests. Even then, he was not even a cardinal. He was an archbishop, old and feeble as he was. And anyway, only the Pope can judge them.
Yes, Master.
He wasn't a Pope at that time. And then, when he was the Pope, there were so many other things he had to do. And he's a straightforward guy, so sometimes may offend other people. So since he couldn't do it, he resigned.
Yes, Master.
Maybe not because of old age or illness or anything, even though maybe it was one of the reasons. But maybe he saw all the corruption in the church, in the Vatican.
Yes, Master.
As much as sexual scandals and innuendo have come to a boil in the last days of Pope Benedict XVI's reign, what is proving equally damaging to his legacy are the simmering stories of disarray, corruption, and infighting in the management of the Vatican. The Pope himself has repeatedly over past months made references to it.
The sins against the unity of the Church, of the divisions in the body of the Church.
Di Gregorio is one of the 2 journalists who have reported, as this headline in her papers says, sex and blackmailed careers are behind Benedict's resignation. Sordid tales of Vatican officials consorting with male prostitutes.
Una curia in mano a una rete.
A church governed, she says, by a network of officials, some of whom are compromised by their homosexual activities. Compromised perhaps to senior levels, says Ignazio Ingrao, a writer for the newsweekly Panorama. How high does it go? Cardinals?
Fino ai cardinali. Sì, cardinals.
Signore Cardinali. Ingrao says he believes Pope Benedict's attempts at reform were stymied every step of the way.
In questi 8 anni il Papa...
In these 8 years, the Pope has repeatedly made calls to stop the divisions, he says, to end the power struggles in the Curia, and to have more transparency. But these calls weren't heeded.
The secret documents leaked last year by the Pope's butler, according to the reporter who first published them, paint a devastating picture of an isolated Pope surrounded by members of the Italian Curia who actively impeded his efforts, something that surprised the author.
The Pope's loneliness in front of what is happening in the Vatican Curia. A Pope that was alone and was left alone. A Pope who is a great theologian but who hasn't succeeded in bringing forth his reforms in the battle for transparency.
He was the first pontiff to ever take meaningful action in response to the waves of priest-sex abuse that have plagued the Catholic Church for these many decades now. He sat down with priest-sex abuse victims, even apologized for what he considered to be the, quote, filth sweeping through the Catholic Church. Unlike his predecessor, John Paul II, Benedict XVI was long known as God's Rottweiler for being a fierce defendant of Catholic Church doctrine.
In fact, Nuzzi, whose book is now coming out in English entitled Ratzinger Was Afraid, believes the butler took the risk of leaking the documents precisely because he believed making them public would help the Pope in his battle to restore order. According to Nuzzi, the corruption the Pope tried but failed to root out included kickbacks on Vatican contracts, money laundering, and influence peddling, among other things. And author Nuzzi is convinced each time the Pope tried to change the rules, his attempts were frustrated.
You can keep on believing in the fable that the Pope has resigned because he is tired, but I don't believe it.
He decided by himself, says Di Gregorio, to resign because he no longer trusted the men around him.
Thank you for the prayers.
Benedict says he's not abandoning the Church, but according to these accounts, the Church may have abandoned him.
So he probably didn't know how to deal with it.
Yes.
At that time, it was not such a big problem yet. Maybe some reporting here and there, but we did not even discover all the murdered children in the graves. In silence, in the darkness of the Catholic administration, priests and all, in Canada or in America. You see, we didn't discover hundreds of thousands of them dead in unknown graves. Because of the sexual rape, because maybe murder to keep silent, to keep it secret. Maybe the way they raped them was too brutal and they just died. Imagine they were just 2, 3, 6 years old.
Yes,
how can they bear it?
That's right, Master.
All these fat people who eat from the donations and then turn around and harm the children.
Yes, Master. God.
The children, like the indigenous children that were supposed to be integrated into a new civilization of the American settler and Canadian settler before?
Yes.
What kind of integration? What kind of civilization? You saw that, huh?
Yes.
The indigenous people, for example, they are okay as they are.
Yes.
Their elders taught them fine.
Right.
They know how to respect the Mother Earth that nourishes them. They know how to respect the sun who helps them grow crops.
Yes.
They respect everything around them. Trees and animals, people, everything.
Yes, Master.
So then they were supposed to be integrated into a civilization. And what did they learn? You see that? Brutality, rape,
Yes.
harassing, molesting children, and then murdering them as well. Or harsh punishment for anything. That's not fair.
No, it's not.
No.
That's a terrible thing. Oh my God, civilization. If that is what they call civilization, we would be better off without. The indigenous children would have been better if left alone.
Right. Yes.
What has it got to do with this civilization? They did not need anybody before this so-called civilization came. They needed nothing.
Yes.
They survived all these thousands of years or longer. They were the first people who inhabited these countries now.
Yes. Yes.
They now became a different country. And what did they do? They came from anywhere, somewhere, and robbed them of their land, destroying their houses, and snatching away their children, raping them, murdering them. What kind of civilization is that?
When they wanted to focus on the expansion of Canada, the government stepped up its plans to get rid of the Indian problem and help settlers claim land occupied by the indigenous people, so they decided to fund and expand the schools. It was decided that this was the best way to get rid of the Indian question altogether. In order to make that happen, they decided that if they forcibly took children from their families and took away every aspect of who they are as human beings, if their traditional knowledge was erased, their identities obscured, and their voices silenced, they could take the Indian out of the child, and their problem would be solved. There would be no more Indians. Fort Albany Residential School in Ontario, also known as St. Anne's, was one example of the worst of the abuse to Indigenous children in Canada. It opened in 1906, and if it had not been for the persistence of the survivors of that school who began to tell their stories of excessive physical and sexual abuse publicly in 1992, the information about what happened would have disappeared. The government of Ontario then started a 5-year investigation, and the documents were released in 2014 that reveal stories of the children being locked in the basements for days, forced to wear soiled underwear on their heads for hours, forced to eat their own vomit, beaten with metal whips, and even being strapped to a homemade electric chair in front of other children while staff watched. There were stories of horrific sexual abuse to children of all ages by priests, nuns, and other staff at the school. Residential school survivors from across the country have stories of physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, starvation, being part of malnutrition experiments, neglect, racism, and loneliness. These children did not know the love of parents, family, or their community, and were deprived of emotional caring or connection. One of the darkest elements of the residential school system was how many children died or just disappeared while attending.
Shameless, especially when it comes from so-called holy institutions, holy churches and clergy, and which are supposed to be God's representatives.
Yes, Master.
People would at least, if they cannot trust anyone else in the world, they could trust the priest. No. Oh, these are the most evil. So then how can you trust anyone?
Yeah.
Ti posso assicurare che la corruzione del clero romano, dell'altro clero romano, anche quello che ruota intorno al nostro Papa, mi dispiace, è un'alta percentuale. Il che vuol dire che i veri celibi fedeli a quel messaggio sono pochissimi.
One former priest said that, perhaps 50% of priests who enter the priesthood may be gay. I talked to a long-time veteran journalist here in Rome who said it's well known that monsignors and others in the Vatican conduct affairs either with women or men. The real issue here is there is a difference between having affairs and committing crimes against young boys, which is what happened under these priests for so many generations.
Everywhere that we have good data, 10% of the priests abuse children. And, in Buenos Aires, where Pope Francis served as the Cardinal Archbishop, he claimed that no priest abused children there. And that's simply ridiculous.
I advise all the people who believe in God or Buddha, just pray to God and Buddha. Don't ever trust these priests who might harm you spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally in any way, and rob you of your hard-earned money. It's supposed to be for the poor, but they use it for themselves, for flashy cars, houses, and big meat and big wine.
Yes, ma'am.
Even more than ordinary people.
Yes.
Ordinary people cannot afford that big turkey or big steak.
Right.
And they may be eating meat only now and then, if they can afford it. They even have to go out and steal food for their children, for Thanksgiving even.
Yes.
Just because they thought this is a holy holiday they must celebrate, even though they have nothing. They go out and steal food.
Yes.
And even the police have to buy food for them, but that's just one instance. But there are many more that people don't print in the press. And here, supposed to be holy priests, taking their donations and living lavishly themselves.
Yes.
Doing not much.
Right.
If not doing harm, then doing not much.
Yes.
So this system is against God, against religion of any kind, against Christ, against the Buddhas, against anything that is good and decent.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
They're going to people's houses, stealing their food, stealing their land, robbing them of their freedom, and even raping and murdering their children. Oh, God. Sickening group of people.
Yes,
Master.
No wonder heaven wants to destroy this planet. Oh, and hell is waiting to roast them. Now you know.
Yes, Master.
That's it. I wanted to say that. In the world, if somebody goes and takes over your house and robs you of everything and then rapes and kills your children, would you just say nothing, do nothing?
No.
But because you're weak, maybe they can do that. But the government did nothing. That is the thing to question.
Yes, Master.
Government has the police, has the army.
Yes.
It has all the authority to take care, but they do not take care of anything. Just a couple of cases they take care of. In some local cases, that's all.
Yes.
Some good church did that. A good church in the court.
Yes.
Otherwise, almost the whole world does nothing.
Yes, Master.
Citing that the Vatican has sovereign immunity. Oh my God. Telling you, this is all BS. This is all cowardice and evil.
Yes.
The government is siding with the powerful, with the church, with the priests, the bad and rotten, evil priests, instead of protecting the citizens. Wow, they are taking their tax money to have privilege, to have prestige, to have richness and security.
Yes.
That's why I told you they are cowards. They're rotten. These governments, they're all rotten. I dare to say that in their face also. This is saying it to their face already because it will be going on Supreme Master TV. No secret.
Yes, Master.
My God. Now you know why I'm so angry when talking about it. Children are suffering and they're ignoring it. They're siding with the criminal instead of the victim. And outside in their society, they're just chasing after one poor thief or some little small criminal. Just for show, just to put it on the TV, just to be in the press that they're doing something. While the real, truly wicked, worst criminals are protected by their own system. That's why I told them, all these governments who did nothing to protect the children, past, present, and future, they're all rotten. They all will go to hell together with these criminals. And I'm not telling you a lie. It is the truth like that. I will make sure they will stay in hell forever. And all these governments who did nothing to protect the children, past, present, and future, they're all rotten. They all will go to hell together with these criminals. And I'm not telling you a lie. It is the truth like that. I will make sure they will stay in hell forever. And the politicians and the corrupt church people, church priests and administration people, they have the same thing in common. They cheat to go to the high positions. In the case of Francis, his gang cheated so that he could become Pope. In the case of Biden, it's the same. And similar. Wow, they love each other. You saw that? Didn't you see the obvious chemical reaction? The chemistry between these groups of people is obvious. Even a 5 years old can see it. My God. Oh, it is all because humans are sinning too heavily. That's why the devils are allowed to have the chance to do it, because humans create very dark energy, so the devil's energy can be mingled with it.
Yes, Master.
Otherwise, they cannot. Like in heaven, you don't have such things, because the energy there is pure and tranquil and peaceful.
Yes, Master.
It's not like the energy in our world. It's so murky, it's so dark, and in many places it's truly evil.
Yes.
So now you can see Francis' promise and why, right?
Yes, Master.
We can see very well. Don't count too much on it.
Okay, Master.
When Pope Benedict was still in office, it probably wasn't that much reported.
Yes, Master.
One way that you get appointed is that you run your diocese well. Under John Paul II, one way that people got appointed was by how many seminarians and priests they had. So if you were getting more and more vocations, good priest, he's a good bishop, give him a bigger diocese. And certainly you didn't want to have on your record that you had a number of priests who abuse people, because that would reflect badly on you. So they keep this kind of stuff quiet. It's kind of like, if you want to be seen in a positive light from Rome, who which makes a lot of these career decisions for people, only bring good news to the Vatican.
And then he probably didn't know what to do. Maybe they were too strong for him also in the Vatican already. At that time, they were preparing for Francis. They were already boiling, brewing with darkness, and he probably was not comfortable. And so he resigned. But at least while he was in office, he feared God, he worshipped God. He even said he retired because God wanted him to meditate. It is possible. See, he's connected with God. God told him to do what, and he does it. But he has never opened his mouth in any way, anywhere that we heard of to blemish God, to degrade Jesus Christ.
That's correct.
Huh? At least not.
Yes.
He's humble. He fears God and he worships God. That's for sure.
Yes.
Even though he couldn't do other things that people wanted him to do. But at that time, it was not so obvious like Francis, the time when he knows everything about many hundreds of thousands of children being raped, molested, and who died, murdered.
Yes.
And evidence was everywhere.
Yes.
And everyone was talking about it. So there was more prominent evidence for him to do something, but he didn't. He just ignored it all the time and say sins of the flesh are not important. And then say God is a failure. Many times he said that. Jesus is also a failure.
Y esto es la historia del fracaso de Dios.
This here, in this item, is the history of God's failure.
Es un via crucis.
It's the way of the cross.
At times, I like to think about joking with the Lord. He said, "You don't have a good memory. This is the weakness of God. When God forgives, He forgets."
To remember that we are followers of Jesus Christ, and his life, humanly speaking, ended in failure, the failure of the cross.
Y anuncian que por las venas de Jesús corre sangre pagana.
This is Vatican Radio, and I'm Susie Hodges. Pope Francis said the story of God's love for us can be found on the cross, where Jesus emptied himself of his divinity and dirtied himself with sin in order to save humanity. Turning back to the figure of the serpent, Pope Francis said the animal is a mystery because it's a symbol of sin that both kills and saves.
Serpente che uccide, un serpente che salva.
And it's the mystery of Christ, who emptied himself, humiliated himself, destroyed himself, and became sin in order to save us. Pope Francis said using this symbol, Jesus became a serpent.
Then what is he doing in the house of God?
Yes, that's right, Master.
And the place of Jesus' worship.
Yes,
Master. It's like a thief going into a house illegally and yelling at the owner and disrespecting them, like shoving them out by degrading them, by slandering them. You see that?
Yes, Master.
I don't know why the Christian people still let him say, yeah, this is beyond my most craziest thinking. You go into the house of God, and because of God, because of Jesus, that he has such a fame, such a privilege, such a high position, and he turns around and slanders them in the hardest terms. And the Christian people do nothing. And the government, who's supposed to be Christian, faithful, also do nothing. This world is hell. It's going to be more hell if they continue this way, worshiping the devil instead of God.
Yes,
It's always, if Francis is not for the devil, then he's working for the devil. Who else would slander God, huh?
That's right, Master.
Except those who worship the devil or Satan.
Yes, Master.
Oh my God. And they do nothing, keep silent. This is the worst of any crime that you can commit.
Yes.
Because of Jesus' sacrifice, because of God's glorious name, that he can become a pope, and then he uses his position to slander God. He doesn't slander anybody bad, he just slanders the good one and the Almighty God. And say he's not even coming in his name. Then in what name is he coming? Can only be Satan, no?
Yes,
Master.
It's so obvious. Why does nobody do anything? The whole Christendom, 2 billion of them, doing nothing. You see that?
Yes, Master.
It makes me so angry. My God. Wasn't in the time of Jesus. In the time of Jesus, they say Jesus was blasphemous. That's why they kill him. At least they kill him in the name of God, because they thought that Jesus said he is the Son of God, but he is lying.
Yes.
So they thought he was cheating people. But this guy, he truly is offending God, slandering God.
Yes.
And the true people, Christian people, do nothing. What do you feel? You surprised or not? It's out of this world, man. It's beyond craziness.
Yes, Master.
It's shocking, Master.
Yeah, it is shocking. No wonder the world became like this. No wonder heaven is punishing them with one virus after another, and many more, strange viruses. Oh my God, I don't feel good. I'm telling you. Oh God, let me drink another water, okay? Warm water. I come back, yeah?
Yes, Master.
You guys can also go drink if you don't feel good. Or get out, take some fresh air, okay? In 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay, Master.
Oh my God, I feel chest pain also.
Oh, Master.
Are you still there?
Yes, Master.
Well, I told you I don't want to hear anything about this guy again, but I'm glad you asked, okay?
Yes, Master.
Okay, Master.
We have to keep this flame alive
Yes, Master.
to remind people that they are following somebody who is evil,
Yes, Master.
who's working for Satan and destroying the church reputation and destroying the faith of people in God and in Jesus Christ. This is a great issue. It's not normal.
That's right.
Yes, Master.
We cannot allow a number of the key who just sit in the high days and then keep blemishing God and holy Jesus.
Exactly.
Yes, Master.
He sacrificed for humankind.
That's right.
Right.
If you're not grateful, at least you keep quiet, no?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
If you don't have sympathy for a man who died wrongly accused in such an agonizing way, at least you keep quiet, huh?
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
This man, if he doesn't go to hell, then you should not trust me anymore. He will. Okay? And
Yes,
he will
Master.
never get out of hell again.
No.
I will. Make sure of that. This you can trust me.
Yes, Master.
Even if the world is too cowardly or too blind or too poisoned to do anything, hell will not spare him.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
The judgment of heaven will not spare him. Okay. Just because humans, they eat too much meat, they drink too much alcohol, they drug in themselves with all kinds of addictive as well as treatment drugs, that they could not think straight.
Yes,
And the devil used the human's weakness to cause more havoc in the world.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Oh, my heart just feels so bad for the people who are so vulnerable and are being misled, being cheated. And then by following them, they will go to hell as well.
Yes, Master.
Yes, not just cheating them on earth, but because they have been following these kinds of evil servants, they will go to hell with them. Yeah. Whomever you are attracted to, you go with that person or that entity. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, Master.
That's why whoever believes in the saints will go with the saints to heaven. But this is the time that the evil fight the most viciously, the most vehemently, most desperately, because they know they're losing.
Yes, Master.
Well, I don't know how else to wake humans up and not listen to these people, at least not believing them, not listening to them. Otherwise, they will all go to hell also. Oh my God, what am I to do? I keep asking heaven every day, what am I to do? What else can I do to help humans? Oh, they told me nothing more.
Oh.
I'm so frustrated, very, very disappointed, very sad, very sorrowful daily. And talking to you about this, my neck has pain. Truly, it's a pain in the neck, physically. When people say pain in the neck, it's truly like that. When it stresses you too much.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really painful. I don't want to cut off again and come back, so just take some deep breath. You too, okay? Oh, I feel, oh, no, I have to rest. Oh, God, I feel very dizzy. I call you back, okay?
Yes,
Master.
Oh, my God, what am I to do? I keep asking heaven every day, what am I to do? What else can I do to help humans? Oh, they told me nothing more.
Oh.
I'm so frustrated, very, very disappointed, very sad, very sorrowful daily. And talking to you about this, my neck has pain. Truly, it's a pain in the neck, physically. When people say pain in the neck, it's truly like that. When it stresses you too much.
Yes.
Oh, it's really painful. I don't want to cut off again and come back, so just take some deep breath. You too, okay? Oh, I feel, oh, no, I have to rest. Oh, God, I feel very dizzy. Oh, I call you back, okay?
Yes,
Master.
Thank you. Thank you for your prayers.
Are you okay, Master?
I'm okay. I told you already, wow. Wild witch won't die. Not easily. What was before? Oh, man. What was my last sentence? Anybody remember?
That the world is following the wrong person.
Yeah, okay. So we keep this alive.
Yes, Master.
All karma on me. Not for you, don't worry. Okay, listen. And so it's all fake.
Yes, Master.
Now, he wants to blemish a poor person, old and sick, and already resigned so that he becomes a pope.
Yeah.
Probably the pressure Pope Benedict when he was still in office.
Yes,
So the gang can choose this guy. The Vati gang, they call themselves what?
Mafia.
Mafia. Yeah, they are really mafia. They're worse than mafia.
Yeah.
Yes,
The mafia people protect their own.
Yes.
Whoever works for them, even though bad, but they protect them. They give them things.
Yeah.
Give them something if they need. But this Pope, this Francis, he lives in prestige because of Jesus and God. And he dares to open his filthy, dirty, blood-dripping mouth to slander God. Huh?
Yes.
We need to remember that we are followers of Jesus Christ. And his life, humanly speaking, ended in failure. The failure of the cross.
Que por las venas de Jesús corre sangre pagana. Sangre pagana. Sangre pagana.
este es un papa ilegítimo. Ilegítimo porque fue nombrado no por el Espíritu Santo, sino por una mafia de cardenales. Mafia de cardenales es expresión que yo no uso. La utilizó precisamente el jefe de la conspiración, el cardenal Daniel, el cardenal europeo, jefe de la conspiración, que dijo que una mafia de cardenales, muerto de risa, con desparpajo y con descaro. Él confesó que con maniobras políticas prohibidas por la Iglesia, bajo pena de excomunión, esos cardenales eligieron a Francisco. Entonces el origen de Francisco es un origen ilegítimo.
So don't believe anything.
Okay, Master.
I just believe one thing, that the Christians and the Catholics, whatever they call themselves, evangelists or born-again Christians or Seventh-day Adventists, they all believe in Christ. They should all kick him out.
Yes, Master.
In unison, unified together and kick this evil out and banish him far away from humans.
Yes, Master.
Or put him in jail and lock him in there forever before hell locks him in. Otherwise, he will harm more humans, and he will protect more of these pedo priests, molesters.
Yes, Master.
My God, the government should not tolerate this. Should put him in jail first of all.
Yes.
And all of this gang who molest children, rape children, or kill children, all must be in jail forever until they drop in there.
Yes, Master.
They should not say that, oh, the Vatican and the Catholic system has their own sovereign right. Nobody has the right, whatever right, to molest children.
That's right.
Yes, Master.
Correct, Master.
Even if the Vatican and the Catholic system is a separate entity, a separate country, they have no right to molest their neighbor.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Master.
This is like that in the world. If Americans go and molest the children in France, they will put the Americans in jail too.
Yes, Master.
They cannot say that, okay, let the Americans deal with it.
Right.
And even then, the Americans will deal with it. We'll put that American in jail in their own home.
Yes.
Not like this. Not like the Vatican and the gang. They do anything they want, and nobody dares to do anything. What a coward system in this world. All the governments who did not punish these priests and let them continue in the dark to molest, kill, and harm children. They're all cowards. All of you are cowards. 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 I repeat again and again. I don't fear you. And God will punish you as well, together with the gang, if you don't do anything to protect your children, to protect your young innocent citizens. They are your citizens. In the world, countries are friendly with other countries.
Yes,
And if you're molesting or harming that other country's children, you will be judged by the court and put in jail. That's for sure. There's no sovereign specialty, special privilege or immunity, nothing.
Yes.
And especially these priests, if they call themselves God believer or holy, they should be punished even stronger because they know the right thing and they do the opposite wrong thing.
Yes, Master.
Oh my God. Okay. Now, I told you all that already. Any other questions?
Yes, Master. It seems that P. Francis may be more tolerant of gay marriage, as now he recently demoted an archbishop because he's responsible for a church-issued document that bars blessing for same-sex couples. That document declares the Catholic Church will not bless same-sex unions as God cannot bless sin. In Leviticus of the Holy Bible, there is verses on prohibition of man-to-man relations.
Yeah.
But also in Leviticus, there are many statements about the requirement for us to be vegan.
Yeah.
And why is it that P. Francis, he's not talking about veganism when it's clearly stated in the Bible that is a requirement for us to be so?
That's the same, like they don't read anything else that they don't want to read or they don't want to abide by.
Yes, Master.
Even in many other areas in the Bible, it says, thou shalt not be even among meat eaters and wine drinkers. They do both.
Yeah.
Right.
All the Catholic priests, they do both.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
They eat meat, they drink wine.
Yes.
They don't have to be among meat eaters and wine drinkers. They are the meat eaters and wine drinkers.
Yes.
Yeah? So why do you ask me?
Right,
Yes.
Master.
This world is crazy. They worship the devil. They don't worship God.
Un poco de vino les va a soltar la lengua. Van a decir la verdad.
antes de entrar al cónclave del que saldría elegido papa, el cardenal Bergoglio comió en la casa del cardenal Javier Lozano Barragán, un viejo amigo muy cercano desde hace 30 años. Siempre comía con él cuando estaba de paso por Roma.
En esta silla estaba sentado y yo les pregunté que cómo les gustaría la carne. Entonces me queda viendo y me dice, ¿qué muja? Yo me le quedé viendo extrañado, ¿qué muja? Dice, sí, cruda. Yo me imaginé que muja, pues me imaginé otra cosa, no como pues así en crudo totalmente. Y ya le fui, se la traje y pues le gustó bastante.
Un giorno a casa, a tavola, mi è stato domandato, ma cosa ti piacerebbe diventare da grande? Sapete cosa ho detto? Macellaio. Perché? Perché il macellaio che era nel mercato, c'erano 3-4 posti di carne, prendeva il coltello e faceva i pezzi, è un'arte. E questo mi piaceva vederlo, guardarlo. Io pensavo diventare un macellaio, mi piacerebbe.
They're not worshiping God. This world is crazy, except some exceptional few. All of them are worshiping Satan. Eating meat, drinking wine is one of them, one of the sins.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And supporting the killing of babies in the womb is another one. And now even go a step further, slandering God, slandering Jesus Christ. You see that?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
They get worse all the time, and the world still lets them be.
Yes.
So, I'm asking myself also, how can I even rescue this type of world, this race of people? How am I going to do it? I'm thinking maybe I'm just asking for the impossible dream. I don't know why I'm still doing it either. Maybe my heart cannot just quit.
Yes, Master.
I still keep the flame of hope alive.
Yes, Master.
Yes, thank you, Master.
And I'm praying every day in case there's anything else I can do to quicken the liberation of humans and animal people.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
But I must confess to you, sometimes I'm really down and I really wanted to quit. Truly like that.
Yes, Master.
You see, it's in the same chapter, in Leviticus. It's mentioned about man and man sexual relationship, but also mentioned about veganism, not eating animal people. But they don't read that.
Yes.
They don't condemn meat eaters because they do it themselves.
Yeah.
Anything said in the Bible, they do the opposite. So what kind of priests are they? What kind of Christians are they? And why do the Christians and the Roman Catholic people not do anything? Unless they are on the same level and worship Satan.
Yes, Master.
Then I give up. Let the dead bury the dead, like Jesus said.
Yes.
Oh my God. I wanted to say something else, but I forgot already. Never mind, maybe come up later. In the Bible, there are many things already that have been cut about reincarnation, about veganism. Already many have been cut.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Still, some tail and some little spare parts left here and there.
Yes.
That's how you know it.
Yes, Master.
James, the brother of Jesus and leader of the early Jewish Christian church, was a vegetarian. In fact, in ecclesiastical history, Eusebius states that James was even raised by his parents as a vegetarian. Now why would his parents do this unless they were vegetarians and raised their entire family, including Jesus, vegetarian as well? There were many vegetarian sects living at that time, as well as in early Christianity. The early Christian community we read about in Acts chapter 4 was known as the Ebionites, which is a Hebrew word for the poor. They were the Jewish Christian group that Jesus' brother James was the leader of. Ebionite writings disclose that God did not want animals killed at all. It even went so far as to condemn those who even taste meat. These Jewish Christians believed that God never gave Moses any commands to sacrifice animals or even for war. These were actually later additions. Augustine was a Christian who was an opposer of vegetarianism and Christianity itself. He stated that the vegetarian Christians whom he opposed were so prevalent he couldn't even begin to number them.
There were much more. But the government at that time cut it all off.
Yes.
Told them to cut it all off so that people will follow them. This is a Roman Catholicism.
Yes, Master.
So that they can eat meat and drink wine and use the religion's name to control people. Use Jesus' name to get more powerful. Do you understand now?
Yes, Master.
Just politics. This Roman Catholic so-called system is politics. Whoever is doing it, whoever is following it is politically motivated.
Yes.
Yes. Very rarely we have some real popes during all this history.
Yes.
Other popes were even more brutal openly.
Yes.
During the Inquisition period or the medieval witch hunt and all that, they kill people alive, they burn people on stake alive for nothing.
Yes, Master.
Whoever who is against them or say something that seems suspicious or not obeying them or not kowtowing to them, they burn them alive or bury them alive. So-called popes, in this Roman Catholic system, they allow many things to happen. And people are so ignorant, so vulnerable, they understand nothing, they just let it be. Then and now, still.
Yes.
This so-called Pope Francis, even though he doesn't order to burn people at the stake because the law nowadays is more open and more democratic, so he doesn't dare to do these things anymore, but he supports killing of the babies, 73 million more or less per year.
Yes,
So that is the same, like burning people, killing people alive.
Right.
Yes,
And with no excuse even. Even a person, maybe she's doing medicine and then they can use that as an excuse for being a witch. But the babies in the womb, what did they do?
Nothing.
Yeah, they don't need an excuse to kill.
Yes.
It's truly brutal, wicked, evil. And I don't know why nobody says it. Only a few priests, but also they're too weak to do anything. All the governments in this world, most of them are all cowards. They're there just to eat, to get paid for doing not much. Or doing not much is not too bad. Or doing harm to people even.
Yes.
I don't know why people accept all this. I don't know anymore. I don't know. I'm just a woman trying to swim against the current and get harmed all this time. Persecuted, harmed, accused, all kinds of things. I don't know what I even did. All the things they told me is all strange to me. I don't even know what all that is.
Yeah.
Yes, Master.
Very strange.
Yes.
Like they're talking about some criminal, nothing to do with me.
Yes, Master.
Or the wrong people. I do nothing like that. Like those people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you, Master.
Is it finished? Of course, it never finished, but it's good enough. Anything else, my love?
Yes, Master. Why is it that poorer nations who emit less greenhouse gases and CO2 emissions get more punishment than richer nations who produce more greenhouse gases but seem to have less consequences? These poorer nations suffer more in terms of hunger and diseases and extreme climate-related disasters.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I ponder about that too, but you see, it's like this. Recently, it's coming also to the west. Many volcanoes, storms, funny weather, big wildfire everywhere.
Yes, Master.
I mean, in those powerful countries, it's coming now to them also.
Hurricanes, floods, wildfires. 2021 brought more than its fair share of natural disasters, and as well as claiming around 10,000 lives, they also took a major financial toll. German reinsurer Munich Re says it was one of the most expensive years on record, with the global damages estimated at around $280 billion. Only $120 billion of that was insured. Hardest hit was the United States, which accounted for $150 billion of the damages. It was struck by Hurricane Ida, disastrous tornadoes, an extremely cold winter in the south, and wildfires in the west. Meanwhile, let's look at Europe. Floods did the most damage there, $54 billion worth in total. Last year's flooding in Western Germany was the country's worst and most costly natural disaster on record. Meanwhile, let's look at Asia. The Asia-Pacific region saw damages of $48 billion.
But the thing is, even if they don't come to them, it doesn't mean that heaven doesn't punish them.
Yes.
Either they get it now or they get it in hell. It's just like our body. We eat something wrong, but the stomach gets punished. It's not the mouth.
That's true.
You see?
Yes.
Yeah, and the liver, for example, will get punished by problem or any other thing.
All right, Master.
But sooner or later, if you don't treat it, the illness, the unwellness, the sickness will be aggravated. And then the body will also collapse.
That's true, Master.
Like in your body. People, for example, nowadays they catch COVID COVID-19, their faces don't look any different.
Right.
Yes.
Often not. In a rare case, maybe the skin blister or something, but rare. Mostly they look normal.
Yes.
Yes.
Until they have to go in the hospital, gasping for breath or die.
Yes, Master.
Because the body is all connected.
Yes.
If one of the organs, inside or outside, gets trouble, then the body also suffers sooner or later, if not treated. Similarly, the whole world is an entity. It's a collective population. So the punishment or the disaster attack where is more vulnerable, easier.
Right, Master.
Similarly, the liver or lung, they are sensitive organs.
Yes, Master.
If we don't have them or if they are in trouble, we are in trouble. Sooner or later, they're sensitive organs. So if left untreated, we will die.
That's true.
Similarly, even though the disaster and the consequences of climate change are due to humans, bad habits or CO2 industrial products, but the whole world will collectively take the consequences.
Right.
And nowadays you can see COVID going everywhere.
Yes, that's true, Master.
You don't have to have other disasters to prove that. Heaven only punishes the poor. They don't have to always punish in the same way. But the consequences will be shared among human inhabitants.
Yeah.
And that is for sure. You don't worry about it.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. Justice will be done. If not by humans wisely, then it will be done by heaven. And now evil from hell is also allowed to roam rampant on the planet and is causing a lot of trouble. A lot of sicknesses, a lot of violence, a lot of unexpected trouble. I mean, serious trouble for humans. So you can see that.
Yes,
Master.
Not to worry. I am very sorry for all the poor countries, causing the least harm, but they get the most punishment. But what to do? It's the whole body that will be in trouble.
Yes, Master.
But only wise people can see it. Most people, I mean, even leaders in the government, they don't see much. They only see that they go to work, they get paid for doing anything good or not doing anything good, doing anything harmful or not doing anything harmful. The same, they will get payment, retirement, and everything else, all the privileges they get, all the bonuses working in the system.
Yes, Master.
But now people are waiting for the whole body to collapse instead of treating it just locally. The only solution now in the desperate situation is to turn vegan.
Yes.
Leave all the animals, people, domestic and wild, alone.
Right.
Then maybe we will still have help. I'm sure we will still have hope. I'm praying for that. I say even if humans repent late, dear Lord, please forgive us. Forgive them and help us. Please help. Even if they repent too late, but better than never. They are ignorant. They've been poisoned. They've been misled. Please have pity on us, even if we repent late. So I'm sure they still have hope. But they must repent. They must turn around, go south, not go north and expect to see the south.
That's right.
Yes, Master.
Don't do all the wicked things like in a hellish domain and expect to go to heaven.
Yes, Master.
That's all very simple. Just turn vegan and I will help to do the rest.
Thank you, Master.
Turn vegan and be repentant. And if possible, do good. Help others. Otherwise, be repentant. Be vegan. Minimum.
Yes.
Then I can help. Truly I can. Otherwise, I cannot do much more. Except the Supreme Master TV reminding whoever listens.
Yes, Master.
That's all we can do. And that we are very busy with so much already. I'm very busy with that already.
Yes.
It's not just like the show on TV. We have to do a lot behind the scenes.
Yes, right,
Yes, Master.
Coordinating, script writing, editing, and script proofing, and final proof, and final quality control, all kind of things all over. They have such a network of international cooperation.
Yes, Master.
So it's not that easy. People think it's so easy because they just enjoy a few hours, a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then ask me to do more and more for them. How can I have time? You know, a day only has 24 hours, and I need to do my inside work also.
Right. Yes, Master.
I need to meditate, to have quiet, to concentrate on my inside work.
Yes, Master.
And also to balance myself, not to drown with the rest.
Yes.
Even some of my own disciples don't understand this. They're just business as usual. I told you, some are so low level that make me so frustrated. Okay, love. Are you all happy with my answers?
Yes, Master. Thank you so much for your time and for answering our questions.
Good. Then it is enough for today.
Yes, Master.
No story.
Okay, Master.
Thank you, Master.
That's enough for you guys to scramble with FN already. Don't worry, okay? Do what you can. Do what you can. And the merit will be yours. Some of my merit also will rub off on you as well. Bonus.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master.
Well, you deserve it. All of you who still hang on in there deserve it.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you. Thank you anyway. God bless. We all thank God for helping us in all aspects. Otherwise, we couldn't do anything.
That's right.
Thank God. Thank you, my Lord, our Lord. Thank you. You are very kind and generous.
Thank God.
Good.
Take good care, okay?
Yes,
Must have heater, humidifier, and warm blanket.
Yes.
The electric blanket has to be set to automatic, so in case you forget, it will cool off and it's safer.
Yes, Master.
And the humidifier must be on at least in the damp season, winter, yeah?
Yes,
Master.
Also keep warm.
Yes. Thank you.
When the air is dry, even if it's cold, you don't feel that bad.
Yes.
But if it's wet, it's not too good.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
That is that. Any questions? Any more requests? Anything? You're good?
All good, Master.
We're good, Master. Thank you.
I have instructed some people to prepare something for your Chinese New Year celebration. I hope you will get it, because sometimes they don't do what I told. Pray for it. Pray for it, okay?
Thank you, Master.
That's very kind, Master.
Thank you so much.
Sometimes I have to keep saying many times. Otherwise, they just make excuses to not do it, because they have too good. They don't need to do anything. They live too good, just like those priests or something. When you live too good, you become lazy and not motivated.
Yes, Master.
So don't complain when your life is not good like the way you want.
Right,
Yes, Master.
It's better if something is missing, it's alright. Not too much. Not fatally, okay? But better than having too much.
Yes, Master.
But you okay, right?
Yes, we
Master.
are okay,
Thank you for
Master.
everything.
We work for others, not for ourselves.
Yes.
If it's for myself, you know what I do already, right? I quit. I told you it's very difficult to take care of myself. I forget medicine, forget this, forget that, forget to drink, forget to eat.
Yes, Master.
But when we work for others, we cannot forget. Every day we won't forget.
That's true.
Do we? No?
No.
We're working on. We are just so diligent. Because it concerns others. Somehow it's like that.
Yes.
If somebody harasses me or does something or slanders me, I wouldn't have said anything up to now. But for others, I say things that I'm even scared for myself, for my own safety.
Yes, Master.
But I just have to do it. Because I don't see many doing it.
Yes, Master.
I don't want this to continue. I don't want children, animal people to continue to suffer.
Yes, Master.
So we do what we can, yeah?
Yes, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Okay, we defend others who cannot defend themselves.
Right.
Bye for now, eh?
Goodbye, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Take care, Master.
We love you, Master.
Okay, God bless.
God bless.
God bless, Master. Thank you.
The truth.